What are the silent indicators that someone's mental health is not okay? The actual silent indicators are almost not recognizable. Yeah, there's the usual they become reclusive, but the real silent killers are the ones you don't see. Someone could seem completely normal and be dead inside. This depends strongly on what mental disorder they have. Depression has very different signs from borderline personality disorder. Hygiene is normally my clue. As the king of hiding all the indicators that my mental health is hanging on by one sliver of a thread. Look out for the people who are constantly trying to be perfect. The people who feel they have to be everything for everyone. The ones who are struggling with aging parents. Thanks. And thanks for posting this. Am I the only one who has doubt about my own mental state? It's like I'm standing between I have depression and I need help, and what I am going through is not that bad. My mental tolerance is just weak. How can I self-diagnose what I have? They are overly quiet, seem disinterested, and detached from everything. You know what's crazy? I recently saw a study showing 50 of men who commit suicide gives a warning about it. No signs of any kind. They seem perfectly happy and healthy, and then bam, they are gone. Anecdotally, this has happened once in my life. My friend shot himself in the chest multiple times. He gave absolutely no warning, no signs. He was one of the happiest guys I knew. Just got accepted into a PhD Ivy League school. I was the one who got to call his mom when I found his body in the apartment. My personal experience isn't exactly proof of the wider world, but I will admit the study made me feel a little better. Maybe I didn't miss the signs, maybe they just weren't there to be seen. Anyways, if you were struggling, please reach out to a mental health professional, friend, clergy, whatever you connect with. Just don't hurt yourself, please. Being massively sad and distant for a week, then suddenly being overcome with joy, probably means that they accepted their fate and might do something irreversible. Happened to me once, and it was so confusing that one day I was so depressed then happy the next week. Then all I know was I tried to hang myself the day after. The most silent indicator that someone's mental health is not okay is that nobody is listening to them when they work up the courage to say it out loud. I find if someone has a dependency on substances, there's usually something going on in the background. Sometimes it's substance abuse, sometimes people feel alone in their situations and can't cope and withdraw shut down. Panic attacks. Getting wildly upset over minor things. I have had these issues, as I'm sure many can relate. I never saw myself that way, but with support of my husband and therapy I was able to face some hard truths. Antidepressants, anti-anxiety medication really helped me overcome some mental obstacles and calm things down. It makes me regret having the stigma. If you're struggling, reach out. I say it with love. Silent and rarely acknowledged one. Might be a little controversial, but the Choco Cookie font is the primary font they are using on their phone. Google it if you don't know what I'm talking about, but I've literally never met a single person who uses that font on their phone who isn't in need of some serious therapy. Not one. Don't know what the deal is, but those folks are never doing well. Counterintuitive, but if they suddenly seem in a good mood, sometimes people find a peace when they decide to kill themselves. I have a couple roommates that struggle with depression, and I can tell when they are starting to go into a slump when their room starts to get messier and messier, or when they are sleeping all day and staying up all night. For me, I will genuinely become detached or isolate myself. I am a big sharer in general, but will stop talking about myself or my issues. Also, if I'm drinking more, I avoid drinking as it makes me severely emotional and more likely to self-harm. When all they want to do is sleep, no longer interested in their passions, write everything and everyone off so they can stay home in bed. As someone with anxiety and depression, I can 100% tell you we are experts in hiding that our mental health isn't okay. If you're concerned about someone, just reach out and say hello. You don't need to know they're in a bad state to check in. Can you tell a person isn't doing well just by looking at them? Not reliably. People hide their mental state all the time. A person seems happy as can be and then commits suicide seemingly at random. I think most people who have mental problems, I have depression and anxiety, and maybe won't show any signs to the outside world. We kinda get used to perform to fit society. The only one who noticed my depression was my psychologist, not even myself. I thought maybe I had some depressive episodes, but nothing else, when I was having clinical depression.